We're honored that we saw in the chat a lot of people joined in from Croatia, from Slovenia. We saw people from India, maybe we never met. So this is a beautiful opportunity for us to meet new people and share experiences. So actually, question was how Croatia moved to a housing-led approach and how that happened for us. So I'm going to talk in the name of Croatian Homeless Network and the city of Pula, where we both live. So Croatia Homeless Network joined World Habitat, which was, in our opinion, a major shift in what happened for us in not a long period. Actually happened in 2 or 3 years that we've been cooperating. So World Habitat is something that is pushing boundaries, moving, especially Croatians, to learn and move our viewpoints. With the World Habitat, we met Linda at first. Helena is vice president of Croatian Homeless Network, which was her assignment to start working with World Habitat. After Linda, we met Patrick, we met Ella, we met a lot of people from World Habitat, and this was something that really supported us in actually moving in a housing-led and housing-first approach. So in those 2 years, we got the opportunity with Housing First European Hub. This picture on your right, I guess it's on your right, shows Helena and Jana as first Housing First trainers. We went through a training from a Housing First European Hub that was instrumental in our knowledge, what we learned, who we met, and I guess we are now trained to train other people, but I'm going to talk later about this.
Jana,
yes,
I'm really sorry to interrupt. Could you move your slides down because we're still on your first slide?
Oh, we can see the second slide.
Yeah, we can see it now. Now you're on number 3.
Is that quite? Yeah. Now.
Yep, and you just need to move along as you go.
Okay. Go back and then.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So we also met key people in our work that we connected with them, and then actually invited from Lisbon Croatia, NGO Croatia, and presented their work in our municipality office, met our mayor, met our key people in our municipality. That was something that was a start of our housing first, housing led approach in the city of Pula. Croatia is still on a staircase model. That what we learned actually, that we have a person that is experiencing homelessness. We have emergency shelters like overnight shelter or 6 months to a year shelter. We put person in a shelter, do everything that we can to help them, but then we don't have a long-term solution for them. In Croatia is actually only institutions for long-term for people that have a mental illness, and then maybe homes for elderly, and list for waiting is really long. So we definitely needed a change. I'm going to speak in a name of Pula city, because in that time when we met with World Habitat, something was really big happening in our city of Pula, which is by the shore. We have a big shipyard that used to provide a lot of work for a lot of families in Pula, and a shipyard owned 2 huge buildings. I hope you can see the buildings on the right. But at the time, shipyard went bankrupt, and the buildings, both buildings with 100 rooms, were sold to a private owner. Private owner definitely said, okay, I need these people out by May. and the city had a huge problem with over 100 people that used to live. People that used to live in a building are workers, but this was our way of, when somebody would get in a shelter, we both work in a shelter. This building was something that was a long term for a person. They didn't have a support. They just went in the cheapest room in the city. Now the city had a huge problem. They managed that. They owned a private rent building outside of the city. It's like a 4 kilometers outside of the city, and put 20 people together in the building. Rooms are in one room. They put 2 people that didn't know each other. Actually, what happened, time showed us that this model doesn't work, because a lot of people left, and they're probably over in the shelter or probably back in the streets. So Pula had at that time political shift. Our head of the social department said, this is Ivana, head of the social department, had a long experience working in our psychiatry hospital, and had a lot of feeling of what was going on, and that we needed a change. So everybody from the city decided that it is the best for us to get together, and NGOs like Red Cross, our Institute NGO, municipality, Istrian region, everybody that is working on a field of homelessness had a feeling of, we got to sit together, and everybody were open that we needed some kind of change. So next slide shows teamwork, which is something that happened in Pula, and we think it's a major in ending homelessness, where we had a really good talks and really good conversations on what can we do in our community. That means that we didn't fight over, I don't know, money or whatever. We actually decided, okay, this NGO will now do the night shelter and the living room, we call it in Croatia, and then this other NGO, and everybody agreed. So I think that the common thing that we have in Croatia with the homeless network, having a lot of partners, NGOs from Croatia, this teamwork is really great right now. And I think we should all be example to other countries and to other cities in Croatia, that teamwork is something that is necessary for us to be better and to erase homelessness. So how we actually, once we had a meeting, and once we put this in a media, had a housing first trainers that are not trained in a Balkan region. That was something that was really good for us, having a knowledge that nobody has in the region except Slovenians. They have a really good program. We realized it is time to promote. Once it gets out in the media, and once you find news reporters that have this sense of social injustice, and they're empathetic, avalanche of videos, reporters, news started to flood the Pula. World Habitat also helped us with that. So we were out there, and everybody wanted to know. So I wrote down, we got invited to speak at the social work convention. We did a lot of interviews with what is a housing-led approach. We did a lot of healthy cities. We also wrote conferences. We also wrote articles for a few organizations. which means that we actually have a really good start on what can we do and what are we doing right now. And our future steps, there's a lot of steps. We have a lot of work, but kind of like a good energy and always a good laugh. It gets us on. So train the trainer housing first. Now we have opportunity to train other people in Croatia. So we're going to start with housing Croatian Homeless Network and try to give the explanation of what is housing first to our colleagues that work with our clients. Also, Ministry of Labor asked us if we can do the training for them, so that's in our plan. Feasibility study Pula is that something that we learned from World Habitat. Okay, it's going to be a Central and Eastern Europe, and the city had a really good sense of like, okay, we can do ours and be the first city to help other cities on how to do. So right now, Nora from Hungary that was speaking earlier, she's working with us, and all of the Hungarians are working with us on to get proposals what the city can do better. So we are actually really excited, and we're all going to call you for our launching of our feasibility study in Pula. In the meantime, we got the project from a 3-year project from Ministry of Labor and Social Work. So now Pula is starting the first pilot project in Croatia, in our city of Pula. We get the 1 apartment. So there is a lot of work, but there is a lot of space to be better, and especially with the whole community working together and internationally helping us get new knowledges, because in Croatia it used to be that we are still on this kind of like hello, our internet is not working. No, I'm just joking, but actually this is our story. You can contact us if that can help somebody in how great teamwork, international teamwork works. And okay. And what about me? Actually, Red Cross, we work under Red Cross right now, and the whole community said, okay, we need an NGO that will do housing first. So we opened a new NGO. It's called What About Me? What about all of us? How can we eradicate homelessness? Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Helena. Thank you, Jana. Yeah, really, really inspirational presentation. And yeah, fantastic to kind of hear again about all the amazing progress that you've made and will continue to make.